Today is a special occasion. A missing Doctor Who episode, unseen since its only transmission in November 1965, has been returned to the BBC archives. Until now, the only way of experiencing this episode has been via an off-air audio recording and unofficial fan-made reconstructions. But, as of today, the episode can finally be seen again after over 60 years. That episode is the first part of the Daleks' master plan, The Nightmare Begins. The Daleks' master plan is the fourth and final Dalek serial featuring the first Doctor, William Hartnell. His companions are pilot Stephen Taylor, played by Peter Purves, and handmaiden Katerina, played by Adrian Hill, on her first trip in the TARDIS, which she believes to be a temple transporting her through the underworld to the place of perfection. The Daleks in this story are led by the Dalek Supreme, who, according to novelisation author John Peel, is the same Dalek Supreme from The Chase, and are allied with Mavic Chen, Guardian of the Solar System. At the end of the previous serial, The Mythmakers, all episodes of which are also missing, Stephen was wounded in battle by a Trojan, with the Doctor hoping the next place they arrive to be somewhere he could find a drug to help him recover. Until now, The Nightmare Begins had only survived in the form of brief clips, like the TARDIS materialising, Chen's ship, the Spar, touching down on Kembel, and Kurt Gantry being discovered by Daleks and exterminated, which had been released as bonus content on box sets. The only official release of the episode in the past has been CD and vinyl releases of the off-air audio recording, with new linking narration by Peter Purves. While these soundtracks have been used in fan-made reconstructions, The Nightmare Begins, as far as we know, has no telesnaps, meaning those reconstructions had to be put together with images composited from other sources, and have therefore never been able to truly offer an accurate representation of the episode. Nevertheless, the creativity put into the reconstructions, combined with the soundtrack releases, which came with the PDFs of the original canvas scripts, have enabled fans to still understand the plot. What's most notable about The Nightmare Begins is that it's the first Doctor Who appearance of Nicholas Courtney, better known for later portraying Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart throughout the classic series. In the Daleks' master plan, Courtney portrays Brett Vian, a space security service agent from the 41st century. He spends most of the episode with Katerina, and together they have the kind of dynamic not usually seen in Doctor Who, because, for the contemporary audience, Brett is from 2100 years in the future, and Katerina is from 3100 years in the past. While we don't find out in this first episode of the serial what the Daleks' master plan actually is, we do find out what it's intended to achieve, because Chen feels the need to remind the Daleks of it out loud in order for the audience to hear it too. The Nightmare Begins is the launch episode of the longest Dalek story in the history of Doctor Who. The Daleks' master plan is a serial of 12 25-minute episodes. By modern standards, this is roughly the equivalent of a six-parter, like Doctor Who Flux. That does mean that it's a much slower burn than usual, but it also means that the second episode of the story, Day of Armageddon, which was recovered in 2004, now has context instead of being an isolated artifact. This recovery was made possible by the charitable trust Film is Fabulous, which advances, educates, and encourages public interest in film as a medium and its role within British culture. As part of its work, the Trust identifies and researches missing, rare and important films and collaborates with the relevant agencies for their preservation, as well as championing the need for recovered films to be screened widely with affordable licensing agreements through the copyright holders. The Trust emphasises that no other organisation in the UK is acting to preserve films and our cultural heritage in a similar manner. The work Film is Fabulous does is bigger than Doctor Who, and if you want to help support that work, you can make a donation to the Trust via its website. The Nightmare Begins has been restored to broadcast quality by R3 Store Studios and is now streaming on BBC iPlayer. In celebration of its return, the episode is tomorrow also being exhibited at an event called Recovered Doctor Who Special, hosted by Riverside Studios, which will include a discussion panel consisting of Toby Haydock, actor and comedian, Sue Malden, one of the most important figures in the recovery of missing episodes, and Tim Burrows, host of the Doctor Who Missing Episodes podcast. The event will also include Day of Armageddon, as well as episode 3 of the Daleks Master Plan, which we've recovered from the same film collection. So, if you're watching Devil's Planet next, I've made a guide to that episode as well.